Internews Mining Sector Mapping and Reporting Project in Mongolia. Under this project, Internews proposes to utilize a combination of approaches to increase the quality of coverage of the mining sector in Mongolia. First, to provide in-depth training for TV journalists in partnership with the Press Institute of Mongolia, supported by field grants and ongoing mentored support. Second, in partnership with the consortium on NGOs monitoring the mining sector, develop strategies and tools to enable better visualization of data related to the sector to make it more easily understood by key stakeholders and add a level of transparency to the sector. Internews and the Press Institute conducted a 2-week boot camp for TV journalists to improve their skills in reporting on investigative mining from October 16th to 31st, 2012. Participants were given the opportunity to visit Barnur mining site for interviews with key stakeholders and for an up-close view of all the stages of the mining industry to gain a better understanding of the process and the big picture. Internews and the Press Institute conducted a follow-up 2-week post-production training from 25th February to 7th March 2013. Seasoned TV journalism trainer Horia Salajan flew out to work directly with TV journalists to ensure quality investigative video reports would be produced. The story she produced is about the dust pollution along the public roads caused by the mining operations in the South Gobi province. The South Gobi province is home to some of the biggest and most productive mines in Mongolia. Nara made a story about the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative. What is EITI and how it is applied in Mongolia? For the past 20 years, the Mongolian government issued almost 20,000 mining licenses, exploration and production. She produced a story on how the artisanal miners, ninja miners as they are locally known, can form cooperatives and mine legally. Currently there are over 70,000 ninja miners in Mongolia. Alyona made a story about the social license, what it is, and how Mongolians can benefit if the mining companies applied the social license principle. Across Mongolia, there are hundreds of disputes between companies and local communities concerning mining operations. Hishkir created a story about the water shortage in East Gobi province. East Gobi is home to some of the biggest geological reserves, but also one of the driest areas in Mongolia. Water is vital for both humans and mining operations. He tackles the question of why does the local administration keep issuing exploration licenses despite the ongoing water shortage. Erkhme made a story about what is a public listed company and what are the upsides and downsides for the Mongolians if a mining company goes public. She used as an example the Tauntolga mining company that just had its IPO delayed. Shine made a story about the coking factory in Bayongawasum. Many people working or living around the factory complain about the pollution caused by its operation. The factory used outdated technology to treat coke. While filming the story, the government ordered the closing of the factory until a new, less polluted technology is used. Her story is about the conflict between the local communities and the local administration in Galsharsom over the extension of a mining license to a Chinese-owned company. The dispute is very complex, as a new governor took office since the November 2012 local elections. Nzolo's story is about artisanal miners in Sharingotsum. Difference between artisanal miners and microminers. Rehabilitation wasn't done. Several livestock fought into artisanal miners made holes. Also, they made pollution in rivers. Mogi made a story on how the local people and mining companies must share the water in Bayongawasum. According to the people, since the mining operation started, the water levels in the Badrug River has gone down. She made a story about how a group of young people in Singersum is pressuring a mining company to fulfill their promise to rehabilitate the land. The mining company, Mongol Ghazar, has a reputation of having disputes with local communities across Mongolia. Ingma didn't attend the post-production session, but she submitted a film about a dispute between the herders and a mining company in Bukhmurumsum. Data visualization of the mining sector. Given the difficulty in visualizing both the size and scope of the mining industry and the revenue flows coming from it. Internews in partnership with a consortium of civil society organizations will develop a series of data visualization tools to address this need. Civil society organizations are learned tools which help them explain not only the geographic parameters of the mines, but also the terms of the various mining concessions and licenses, the anticipated revenues, and the revenues flow within the Mongolian government. Participants for the training were 12 NGO representatives and 4 designers in order to help the NGOs to present their data in different ways. Data Visualization Workshop for CSO. The training has covered mining for mining data on EITI examples, Mongolia Interactive Mining Data developed by World Bank. NRAM, rep introduced about the availability of data and maps on how to get to them. Environmental assessment experts, GIS data usage and experience. The power of data and visuals, getting the data. Organizing the data. Organizing your data. Visualizing data. Finding trends. Drawing maps. Sketching your visualization. Show and tell. Usability testing. Making revisions. Designing a campaign. Designing your campaign.
Байгаль хамгаалах чиглэлийн төрийн бас байгууллагуудын бол одоо чадварыг нэмээд өгөх, оролцоог төрийн хүлээн зөвшөөрөх энэ асуудал бол хамгийн тулгымц асуудал байгаа.